Journey of a Tablet, API to Patient. Welcome everyone. Today, we are going to explore the hidden journey behind every pharmaceutical tablet, from raw material all the way to the patient. This module will help you understand how GMP controls, documentation, quality systems, and human behavior work together to protect patient safety. Let us begin our journey inside the world of pharmaceutical manufacturing. Agenda. In this session, we will first understand the introduction and learning goals. Then, we will move through the tablet lifecycle and GMP controls to see how medicines are manufactured under strict quality systems. Finally, we will connect this learning to real pharmaceutical career, industry expectations, and practical GMP thinking. Introduction and learning goals. Before understanding manufacturing operations, we first need to understand the foundation of pharmaceutical quality, which is GMP. This section introduces the importance of lifecycle thinking, documentation discipline, and patient-focused manufacturing. Introduction. Why GMP matters. Every medicine carries a patient's trust, and sometimes even a patient's survival. That is why pharmaceutical manufacturing follows GMP, good manufacturing practices. GMP ensures medicines are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards, from raw material receipt to manufacturing, testing, packaging, and distribution. Every stage is monitored and documented. Even a single weak link, such as a missing entry, undocumented change, or uncontrolled material, can create patient risk. So GMP is not only about procedures, it is about building a culture of safety, traceability, and accountability. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you should clearly understand the controlled journey of a tablet. From API to patient, you will learn why documentation is critical for traceability and compliance. You will understand how human behaviors, such as assumptions, shortcuts, or silence under pressure, can create hidden GMP risks. And finally, you will see how life cycle understanding connects to multiple pharmaceutical career paths, including production, QA, QC, warehouse, packaging, and regulatory affairs. Table of contents. This module follows a realistic pharmaceutical manufacturing journey. We will begin with a batch that was stopped before reaching the patient because of a documentation discrepancy. Then we will move inside the plant to understand how departments coordinate under GMP systems. We will also explore how tablets are technically controlled, what inspectors focus on during audits, and how small human behaviors create major compliance failures. Finally, we will connect these lessons to professional growth and industry readiness. Tablet lifecycle and GMP controls. Now, let us enter the manufacturing environment. In this section, we will follow the tablet lifecycle step by step and understand how GMP controls are applied throughout the process. The batch hold. The packaging line is prepared. Cartons are stacked, and dispatch is expected by evening. But during routine QA review, a discrepancy is identified. The compression yield recorded in the batch document does not match the actual production quantity. Immediately, the batch is placed on hold. No matter the production pressure, the batch cannot move forward until the issue is investigated and resolved. This is one of the most important GMP principles. Patient safety always comes before business urgency. Real industry scenario. Inside the plant, pharmaceutical manufacturing is a coordinated effort between multiple departments. Warehouse receives and verifies incoming materials. Production processes the batch according to approved procedures. QC performs testing and analysis. Packaging prepares the finished product. And QA oversees the entire life cycle for compliance. All materials must be status labeled and verified before use. Operators must follow batch records exactly, even during production pressure or tight timelines. Because every entry, every signature, and every handoff contributes to traceability. Technical explanation: how a tablet is controlled. In pharmaceutical manufacturing, quality is not tested only at the end. It is built into the process itself. GMP requires clearly defined, validated, and documented procedures for every operation. Critical control points exist throughout the life cycle, including material verification, manufacturing steps, in-process checks, QC testing, and QA review. Industry safeguards such as SOPs, trained personnel, reconciliation, and real-time documentation help prevent errors and ensure consistency. Without these controls, risks such as mix-ups, contamination, undocumented changes, or reconciliation failures can compromise product quality and patient trust. Inspector viewpoint: why inspectors lose trust. Inspectors focus heavily on documentation, traceability, and employee behavior. They ask questions such as, who released the material? How is the deviation handled? What prevents recurrence? When records are incomplete, inconsistent, or unclear, inspectors see it as a possible loss of process control. And when employees become defensive, hesitant, or provide conflicting explanations, trust in the quality system begins to decline. In pharmaceutical inspections, trust is built through consistency, transparency, and documented evidence. Human behavior: small habits, big consequences. Most GMP failures do not start with major intentional violations. They often begin with simple human factors, such as fatigue, haste, assumptions, distraction, or fear of escalation. These small shortcuts create documentation gaps, and documentation gaps become GMP risks. Eventually, GMP risks can become patient risks. That is why real-time recording, careful verification, and immediate escalation are essential habits in pharmaceutical operations. In GMP environments, small behaviors create big consequences. Career relevance and review. Now that we understand the tablet lifecycle and GMP controls, let us connect this knowledge to real pharmaceutical careers and professional expectations. Career relevance. One tablet, many careers. One tablet connects multiple departments and career pathways within the pharmaceutical industry. Production teams manufacture the batch. QA ensures compliance and oversight. QC performs testing and analysis. Warehouse controls material movement and storage. Packaging prepares the final product presentation. Validation and regulatory teams ensure system compliance. Professionals who understand the full life cycle become more adaptable, inspection-ready, and valuable to organizations. In pharma, credibility is built through disciplined habits, accurate documentation, and responsible decision-making. Knowledge check. Scenario-based example. Let us now apply our learning through practical GMP scenarios. If QA identifies a yield discrepancy, the correct action is to hold and investigate the batch, not simply rely on final QC results. You should also understand the correct tablet life cycle flow from material receipt, manufacturing, QA and QC review, packaging, release, and finally patient use. Another key learning point is this: assuming undocumented changes are harmless is itself an early warning sign of GMP risk. Remember, compliance decisions must always be evidence-based and fully documented. Takeaways: building trust in careers. To conclude this module, every stage of pharmaceutical manufacturing, from API, active pharmaceutical ingredient, receipt to patient delivery, is governed by GMP controls. Quality depends on defined procedures, validated systems, accurate documentation, and responsible human behavior. Even small shortcuts, assumptions, or missing records can create patient risk. At the same time, small positive habits, such as careful checks, timely escalation, and disciplined documentation, build professional credibility and industry trust. Understanding the complete tablet lifecycle not only improves compliance awareness, it also strengthens your pharmaceutical career readiness. Because ultimately, every tablet represents one core responsibility: protecting the patient